What's up guys, Fisherwoman here, and I'm just going to show you today how to make the homemade bottle cap lures I make. What you're going to need is a bottle cap, a swivel without a snap, and a swivel with a snap, and then a pair of pliers. I lost my needle noses, so I'm stuck using these. And then whatever kind of hook you want. I got tons of different hooks here. You can use whatever size hook you want, but just make sure it fits on your snap that you're going to have. So what you're going to do first for everything is you're going to take your bottle cap and you're just going to bend it some, just a little bit. And if you want it to rattle, you can get some BBs. I ran out of BBs, so mine's not going to be rattling. But this one has BBs in it, and this is what it sounds like when it rattles. So, just a little rattle trap. But, so what you do is you put your BBs in there if you're going to use BBs, which I don't think I have any BBs. I don't think I do. No, I don't. I'm going to check right here real quick, actually. I don't think I did. Okay, sorry. Anyways, then you're going to set your swivel without a snap on one end to where just the little eyes sticking out like that. And then you're going to set your swivel with your other snap, or your other swivel with your snap, and the other end, the opposite end that you set your other swivel in, and you're going to make sure the eye and the snap's hanging out. And then if you don't want any BBs in there, if you do want BBs in there, you just put the BBs in there, like 3 or 4 BBs. If you don't want any BBs in there, you just gently start closing it up. And then you get your pliers. You make sure your swivels don't move though, because you don't want them stuck in there or it won't work. Oh fudge. Sometimes you gotta do it with your fingers. It's easier. If you accidentally close it the wrong way, you can just open it back up. If you haven't closed it all the way yet, and just close it. And then, once you got it pretty closed, pretty good, you use your pliers to close it the rest of the way. And that's basically it, almost. And then you take the hook you want, and you can change out the hooks too. And you take the hook you want. I'm just gonna use this bass hook. This isn't what's gonna stay on here permanently. It's just what I'm gonna put on here now. And you put it on the snap, and so you open your snap. Sometimes these snaps are really stiff. There we go. And you put it on your snap. You close your snap. And then that's it. And the end without the snap, with the swivel without a snap, right there. You tie your line on that, and then you put whatever bait you want on here, such as this. You can put worms on there too. I'm just not going to go through all the trouble of getting a worm all the way out of the bottom of my tackle box. I'm just going to put this really big curly tail on there. I can get it to go on. And you can use these for anything: catfish, bass, bluegill. Now if you're doing it for bluegill, you might want a smaller hook. And if you're doing it for catfish, it depends on what kind of catfish and what size catfish you're going for. You might end up wanting a bigger hook. So It would be it with the curly tail on it, and when you take it through the water, it'll just spin. I actually might keep this one like this. It looks pretty cool. Or it looks like it might work with that curly tail. It's basically like a homemade spinner. A homemade spin bait, kind of. I'm trying to get this in the right light. So I just hooked my my curly tail through that hook, and you'll see this part shining, and that, or they might see your bait. And then when it spins through the water, they'll want to come up, and they'll also want to grab that part, and so they'll grab onto the whole thing, and yeah, so it'll end up being like that pretty much. And it's all metal, so you don't really need a leader, because they're probably just gonna go for this part if you got a bait on there, like a curly tail or something. But if you like have a smaller swivel and snap and hook, then you might want to put a leader on there. But on this one, you wouldn't really need a leader. This one, you wouldn't need a leader, even though it's smaller. I mean, like I said, you can make these in all different sizes, and they're really easy to make too. They're cheap too. Like, you can find like bottle caps in like gas station parking lots and stuff. And it kind of rattles, like the swivels kind of move around. But if you want more of a rattle like that, then you're gonna want to put some BBs in there. But like I said, I didn't have any BBs to put in this one. But if you do end up getting BBs, I'm sure you can open it back. Yeah, you can open it right back up to put some BBs in there. So, anyways, cheap lures to make, and they work too. So, yeah. And you could end up putting some weights in there if you wanted to. Like inside of here, some little split shots or something. Or if you have a big enough snap, you could probably end up putting like a egg weight on there. If you have a big enough snap. I ain't got a big enough snap, but you could put like weighted hooks on there. I should have put that one on there. Well, they're about the same size actually. If you wanted to, you could put a lure on there just for extra luck. These lures are all tangled up, but you could put a lure on there if you really felt like you needed to. Here we go. Here's a lure that's not very tangled up. You put a lure on there if you felt like you needed a lure. I don't think you'd want a lure on this though. I mean, I'll show you what it looks like with a small little bell shad, kind of like. I mean, like I said, if you want one on there, you can, but I don't think you should really put a lure on this. I don't find it the lure type. I mean, that doesn't really look right. But if you think it looks good, it's your choice. It's your little bottle cap lure, not mine. But if I was you, I would go with something like this. Just a hook and a big old curly tail or a worm or something. They work pretty good. They work pretty good. And this, as it's going through the water, this will spin. And that's what really catches your fish's eye, because the way it's like designed, if you have a curly tail on there, it'll just sit there and spin through the water as you're rolling it in. So, plus you can have rattles in there if you want some rattles. So it's a pretty nice little lure. You can make them, like I said, all different ways. They're cheap and they're easy to make. The most expensive thing that's probably going to cost you, honestly, is either your swivels or your hooks. Basically, the terminal tackle is the most expensive thing it's going to be, and those are only like a couple bucks. So, yeah. So they're nice little lures. Unless you're going to put like worms on there or something like that, then those are probably going to be your most expensive. But, I mean, unless you just want to like deck it out, which I wouldn't really do too much more to this. I mean, it looks like a pretty decent little lure to me. Anyways, thanks for watching. comment, rate, subscribe. Please subscribe, by the way. Thanks for watching.